Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts89. Well, there are rumours that the Orville is coming back. The other day, SciTrek did a video about the rumours that the Orville was coming back as a TV series. Now we're going to do Season 4 and Season 5. There are a lot of reasons why I doubted that. I did a video and unfortunately I dragged it into the wrong file and forgot to put it up yesterday. And when I was about to put it up, I was looking for some pictures for my thumbnail and I saw SciTrek did a different video, another video talking about now how supposedly it's coming back as a TV movie or a series of TV movies or streaming movies instead. And I had a look at that. And it's interesting. He says it is coming from a different source, a reliable source, industry source, but not the same source who says it's going to be a TV series again and doing Season 4 and 5. Now, the reason why I doubted it coming back as a TV series is there are so many things standing in front of it. The actors have been let out of their contracts, some don't want to come back. Seth MacFarlane's moved on to other things and doesn't want to come back full time and wouldn't let anyone else sort of step in and take the reins for producing or writing for him. And there are issues with the ratings not being what they wanted for the budget and the budget being too much and having to pay to build all the sets all over again. A lot of the issues they had with the original Star Trek, they were trying to sell it to, I think, ABC, and they were going to take it on, but although they'd kept the sets up for about 6 months, they were torn down just before a decision was reached, and then they basically backed away when they realised they'd have to basically rebuild the sets and start production all over again. And I thought sort of the similar thing was happening with the Orville, that too much time had passed, too many things had changed, people had moved on, and in order to go back into production, they couldn't just walk onto the same sets and into the same contracts again. They'd have to start from scratch and it'd be too complicated, too expensive. But if they do TV movies or streaming movies, it's a bit different. They don't have the expectation of the, like annual TV schedule. They can work around people's schedules. People can come back when they're free so they can focus on the movies. So Seth can produce the movie himself and do it around his schedule. The actors can come back when they're free. They don't have to sign up again and get stuck in contracts where they get stuck for years in between seasons where they can't work on other projects, but they don't get paid. So it does seem a way they could address all those issues, that going back into TV production without Seth MacFarlane being there regularly or completely, and without the actors, who are regular members, it does seem a bit more doable and believable as a series of TV movies. And I'm sure Seth MacFarlane would love the mirroring of the original Star Trek production, where they had 2 solid seasons with a little bit of doubt about cancellation in between 1 and 2, but it did go into Season 2. Season 3 was supposed to be cancelled, then there was a lot of fan outcry, went back to the 3rd season, but there were issues with the network not doing what they were supposed to, and the new producer stepping in for Gene because he felt betrayed by the networks, and the show not being as well received, and it ended up being cancelled. And then there was some rumour about it coming back, and people wanted it to come back. The fans wanted it to come back. They felt it was premature. But then there was a lot of talk and rumours for years and years in articles about how it's coming back as a TV movie, and then a regular movie, and then a TV movie again, then a TV series, and that was rumoured and apparently went into pre-production, and just before it was going to go into production, they ended up scrapping it and going with Star Trek the Motion Picture because Star Wars had made so much money, they thought they'd make more money. And actually it was more about the network that they were supposed to be putting it on, the 4th network, the Paramount network, being folding basically. And so it was more than just Star Wars. It was easier to, I think, just do it as a standalone film than to find a home for it as a production without the network that it was being built to sort of be the flagship for. So there are a lot of issues why Star Trek went into film production, and they did 6 films with the original cast over, I think 12 years, from 79 to 91. So the whole of the 80s and a couple of years of the 70s and 90s were spent doing films with the original Star Trek cast, and they were well received and successful. And it would have been a step back in a way not to move on to theatrical films, but because of the current state and the way TV and film productions have basically merged, and there isn't that stigma anymore. Streaming movies aren't looked down upon like cable movies and TV movies were. So it could probably work. I could see this working. It does seem a lot more believable, and maybe the people that he's hearing from who think it's coming back to the TV series are just confused because they are talking about the production, and a lot of the elements that would have to come in line for it to be produced as a TV movie would be the same as a TV series. So maybe they're just seeing people come in and contracts being done and pre-production stuff happening and thought they were just going into series. But they were very specific about how season 4 and 5 were being filmed and the schedules and everything. So I don't know, but it does seem more believable to me that they'd do a series of streaming movies. And it is sort of nice in a way for this show that was produced by Seth MacFarlane, who's a huge Star Trek fan, for his production to mirror the original Star Trek, having 3 seasons, having people felt that it was prematurely cancelled, and then coming back as hopefully a redemptive, successful, series of movies, which would allow them a bit more freedom and a bigger scope to tell stories. And it could work. I could see it, but I'm not sure. I don't think even SciTrek is sure, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of these new rumours.